Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you already subscribed. I really hope you like this, and if you do, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And with that, let's get on to the video. As a kid, you were never the type to make any rash decisions. You always made sure to think things through, be cautious, and think of all possible outcomes. Risking your safety was something you would never do. So, it was kind of ironic when you got accepted into UA high school. You were trained to be a hero, meaning that you would risk your life every day. Sighing quietly, you walk home. As you brush the hair from your eyes, you notice the brown-haired female nearing towards you. Uraraka, one of your classmates, hurries up to you. She smiles a big smile, and you can't help but smile back. "Hey, Ellen, I didn't know you walked home from school," she says, adjusting the straps of her bag on her shoulders. "I usually take a different route. There's construction, and I can't walk there for a bit," you explain. She nods thoughtfully and smiles once again. "Well, until it's done, it looks like we'll be walking home together then," she exclaims. You laugh softly and nod along. She cheers and rambles about her day. You listen intently until you have to part ways due to your houses. You walk the rest of the way to your house in silence, missing the bubbly girl's company. You notice your house and quickly head inside. You throw your bag on the floor and yawn loudly. Looking around, you hear your mother's soft humming coming from the kitchen. You walk in, leaning on the table and greeting her. "How was school, YN?" she asks. "Chopping up some vegetables," you answer, telling her about your day. "What are you cooking?" you ask, noticing the time and finding it highly unusual for her to be making dinner now. She gives you a small smile as she continues to cook the meal. "Some dinner. The Bakugous are coming over later," she explains. You open your eyes wide and take a moment to process the information. Katsuki Bakugou, the hot-headed kid in your class, was coming over to your house? "Bakugou? How do you know them?" You practically shout in surprise. She chuckles at your reaction and begins her explanation. "Well, you were just a little kid, so you probably don't remember, but we actually stayed with them for a bit. After your dad passed away, I needed to start working more to provide for us. The Bakugous invited us into their home and sheltered us until I was able to get back on my feet." You nod at the story, feeling your mood dampen slightly at the mention of your father. It's been a couple years since he's passed, but you still had some problems. One recurring issue would be your panic attacks that could be triggered at any time. They're mostly activated when there is a stressful or nerve-wracking situation. "I see," you mutter. Your mother pats your arm, making sure you were okay. Meanwhile, at Katsuki's house. "Ugh, I get it. Just shut up," the blonde-haired boy says harshly to his mother. She swiftly slaps his head, scolding him and fixing his tie. Yep, Katsuki Bakugou is wearing a tie. Oh, there we go. Now you look like a true gentleman. His mother compliments. He scoffs, trying to loosen the restricting fabric. Mitsuki smiles and pats down her son's hair. She chooses to ignore his growling. What's this even for? He demands. We are going over to Ellen's house for dinner tonight. She explains. Ellen. Ellen. Where had he heard that name before? Oh yeah. You were in class 1A with him. His cheeks flared up slightly when he remembered you. He would often find himself staring at you during class. Ellen? Why are we going over to that nerd's house? He scoffs. Mitsuki slaps the back of his head again and glares at him. Because they want to reconnect with us. They actually lived here for a bit, until they were able to find an apartment. Not to mention, Lion's grown quite a bit. I remember her as a little baby, but now look at her. She's very beautiful, Mitsuki exclaims. Katsuki ignores his mother's compliments about you. He barely even remembers the time spent living with his family, but shrugs it off. They head out to the car and drive to your house. Katsuki gets out, slightly embarrassed that you would see him all fancy. His father knocks, and he hears footsteps near the door. You open it, smiling at the Bakugou family. Come in, you say, and hold the door open for them. Mitsuki and Masaru thank you, while Katsuki just gives you a scowl. You gulp nervously, hoping the night would run smoothly. Dinner's just cooling. Why don't you show Katsuki your room? Your mother insists. You nod and hurry up the stairs. Luckily, you cleaned up your room before the Bakugous came over. Katsuki enters a moment later and eyes your room. You fiddle shyly with the hem of your skirt. As you're absorbed with your thoughts, you didn't notice Katsuki's gaze flicker to you. He notices that you're also dressed up. He stares at your face, taking in your beauty, resisting the urge to pull you into a hug. He leans on your wall. Your room's average, he mutters. Thanks? You laugh a bit. He hides a smile and looks out your window. He notices a nice street to walk down. Maybe you'd want to go with him. Oi, Damas. Let's walk, he says, and grabs your hand. You let him drag you out your room and to the front door. Katsuki and I are heading out, you tell your mom. You notice Mitsuki peek at you from the kitchen. She is wearing a grin and elbows Masaru. They smile at the sight of their son holding your hand. You blush a little and slip on your shoes. You and Katsuki leave the house, still holding hands. Bakugou, you can let go of my hand now, you say. He tightens his grip and proceeds to pull you closer. You don't know how many weirdos are out here. Just stay close to it. If you run off, you'll probably get yourself killed, he mutters. You laugh, watching your breath form into a cloud. It's pretty chilly outside. So, why did you want to go walking? You ask, subconsciously shifting towards Katsuki for warmth. I saw this nice spot from your window, he answers, and points to a street with glowing lights. You smile, looking at the familiar place. The little cafes are lit up, and the smell of cinnamon fills the air. Yeah, Rainy Road. You say. What? Rainy Road. My dad used to take me here. Whenever it rained, it would make this place the perfect spot for jumping in puddles. You explain. You haven't been here in a while. Remembering all the fond memories made your heart hurt a bit. Katsuki silently watches your face and pulls you closer to him. Sorry. I was just thinking. You apologize. You continue the walk, leaving Rainy Road and getting to a rougher part of the town. You let go of Katsuki's hand and slide it around his waist. The whole neighborhood is giving you bad vibes. Katsuki slips his arm over your shoulders, pulling you so close to him that you can smell his cologne. Maybe we should turn back, you say, noticing a dark alley coming up. Yeah, let's go. He agrees. Just as you turn around, you feel a person clamp their hand over your shoulder and mouth. You scream. It's muffled by the person and try to scratch them. Katsuki spins around, sparks emitting from his hands. The man that had grabbed you pulls you back into a cluster of his friends. One strokes his hand through your hair and licks his lips. You desperately try to break free. Let go of her, Katsuki yells, causing the man to laugh. You shake in fear, feeling as if you're paralyzed. All too familiar memories play in your mind. 10 years ago, you and your dad went on a walk to the park. You were minding your own business when two criminals grabbed you and your father. You could feel the cold metal of the blade pressing up against your neck. Your dad was begging them to let you go, but they only laughed. They made your dad empty out his pockets and pushed him to the ground. They aimed a gun to his head and pulled the trigger. You find yourself sitting up against the brick wall, watching the men that tried to capture you flee. Katsuki drops down to your level and watches you. You continue to sit there, shaking and heaving. You can't breathe or move. Your crying cries out. Wen, are you okay? Katsuki asks, touching your arm. You don't respond, leaving Katsuki worried. He picks you up, cradling you in his arms. He doesn't fully understand what's happening, but he knows that at least you don't have any physical injuries to worry about. Hey, Wen, Just focus on my heartbeat. Do you hear how steady it beats? Try to calm your breathing. It's gonna be okay. He reassures. You do as he says. Hearing his soft heartbeat, it calms you a bit, and you're able to regulate your breathing. You relax, your panic attack fading. You let go and slip away from his hold. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I just remembered some things I wish I could forget. You try to explain. He nods, not pushing the matter. He places his arm over your shoulder and leads you home. As you near your house, he places a quick kiss on your forehead. Katsuki! You yell in surprise. Dumbass. Don't make a big deal out of it. I like you, idiot. He remarks, a blush covering his face. You smile and place a kiss on his cheek. I like you too, Katsu. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I did making it. Anyway, goodbye.